Hello and welcome to From Devetta's Kitchen to Yours. Today I'm in the mood for some grilling, so I figured while I was at the grocery store I would think about doing some pork chops. So we're going to go ahead and grill off some pork chops today along with some roasted corn. And I'm thinking about we're going to probably do some rosemary roasted potatoes. Now the only thing we need right now, of course, is salt and the pepper. We have our rosemary, nice and fresh, and our corn, and of course the oil for the grill. Now when you're looking at your pork chops or whatever type of meat that you want to grill, it's always nice to go ahead and grease the meat first, as well as we're going to also grease the grill. So let's go ahead and do that now. I've already got the grill on, so it's nice and hot, so this shouldn't take very long. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to oil the grill. And when you're doing this, please don't forget, it's always best to use tongs so that you don't burn yourself, since I already have the grill on. And I'm just going to put some oil on the paper towel. And I'm going to lightly go over it. Just like that. This will be a lot easier because if you do it this way, you won't have to worry about your meat sticking. Just put that right there. And again, we're going to do, I'm going to try and show you the perfect grill marks on here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay these down. I'm going to go ahead and salt it now. As well as putting a little pepper on it too. And the next thing that we're going to start with, since I'm in a roasting mood today on the grill, we're going to roast off the potatoes, and we're also going to roast the corn, and I'm going to show you a special way how I do my corn. Alright, the next thing I've got, we're going to go ahead and get these potatoes roasted off so everything will be able to come off the grill at the same time. As you can see, I love using red hull potatoes because they're very user-friendly and it doesn't take them long to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and salt them and put a little pepper on them as well. And I've got my oil ready. This is pretty much all we need. And I'm going to pour it in the sheet pan. And for the herb, I'm going to use rosemary. So we're going to go ahead and put the rosemary on this as well. And when you're grilling this, it has such a beautiful caramelization on it. So we'll go ahead and put these on the grill. Looks like it's time to turn the pork chops. So we'll start up here first. Ah, look at how gorgeous that is. It always helps to grease the grill so that your meat won't stick. Oh, that's awesome. Now we're ready to roast off the corn. One of the main things I like to do when I'm roasting corn is I leave it in the hull. So you're going to see the product when it comes out. It's going to be nice and crunchy. And I like to soak it in water for a few minutes. Also, when you're dealing with corn, go ahead and use your scissors or your knife or whatever you want to use to clip off the top and clip off the bottom as well. So we're going to go ahead and put that on now. I'm going to go ahead and shut the lid because I want all those flavors and all those juices to stay within one confined space. Whenever I'm grilling, there's one thing I always like to do is come up with a new take on a citrus punch, or whether it's rum punch or however. So this is my take on a citrus punch. The only thing you're going to need really is orange juice, whatever type of orange juice you'd like to get. For me, I like the country style because it still has the pulp in it. The next thing I'm going to use is some concentrated lemonade. And let's go ahead and get that in there. Now if you like, you can use water, but basically once you put the ice in there, of course the ice is going to melt eventually. And the next thing, the only thing you need to do is however many teaspoons that you want to use, get you some almond extract. It's only going to add to the flavor. So you can just eyeball it, maybe a teaspoon or a little more. And I'm going to go ahead, before I put the ice in it, of course, we're going to stir it up. Now that I've mixed both the lemon and the orange juice in, I'm going to go ahead and add some ice cubes to it. Now, as I stated before, if it's too concentrated for you, the only thing you really need to do is just add a little water. Or if you like, if you want to spice it up a little bit, you could put a little tequila in here and you can have like a tequila orangeade, okay? The last and final segment that I'm going to do in reference to our grilling is I'm going to do a nice fresh fruit. I always like to go to the farmer's market early in the morning and see what type of fresh berries that they have. So today we're going to start with strawberries that I've already cut up, and then we've got some blueberries. We have sour cream. I've got some orange liqueur and a little bit of rum here. Dark rum is always good when you're making any type of cream sauces, as far as I'm concerned. In a classic Romanoff, of course, you're going to use brandy, but I'm going to replace the brandy and I'm going to use dark rum because I feel that it would give it a little bit more flavor. So technically, I guess it wouldn't be a Romanoff. Again, we have the sour cream. I'm going to go ahead and pour the brandy in here. And we're going to go ahead and mix it up. Just a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and add my orange liqueur in here as well. And let's give it a nice mix. See how nice and smooth that is? And again, like I said, the only thing you need to add is your dark rum, your orange liqueur, and 1/4 cup of sugar. When I'm fixing dishes like this, the only thing you have to remember is, in my book, I don't use really like recipes and so forth and so on. When I come up with the dish, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you just add or take away whatever ingredients that you're using. In the instance for the orange liqueur, I would say use maybe 3 large tablespoons, okay? And in the fact of the rum, I would say 4 tablespoons. Okay, I think it's time for us to take everything off the grill. Oh wow. Look at that beautiful caramelization on the red hull potatoes, and you can see the rosemary there and those beautiful grill marks on the pork chops. Let's go ahead and get these off. Wow, take a look at that. That looks fantastic. Let's get this corn off. And if I didn't mention it, of course, I'm sure you are already aware that when you put the corn on the grill like this, you are going to continue to turn it from time to time. And by cooking the corn in the husk, it'll still maintain its flavor, and you'll have a nice crispness in it. And let's see here. Let's get these potatoes off. Just go ahead and set them there on the table. Now, one of the things that I did want to show you is, I want to show you what the corn is going to look like when it comes out of the husk. Take a look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. And the best thing about this, when you cook the corn in the husk, the silks automatically come off with no problem. This is a beautiful piece of corn, by the way. I've been waiting all day to try this corn. Oh my God. There's still a nice crunch in here, but it's cooked. It's awesome. And there's one other thing I meant to mention. Another good reason for leaving the shuck on is you can hold it up like this, especially if you don't have skewers. So this is a good way for you not to burn yourself when you're eating corn. Let's go ahead and try this pork chop here. Delicious, very tender. And again, the only thing you need is salt and pepper, because it brings out all the natural flavoring in the pork chop itself. And look how beautiful the roasted potatoes turned out just from putting them on the grill and leaving them alone. Great crunch. The citrus drink is delicious. Again, the only thing you need is orange juice, lemonade, and a little bit of almond extract and some ice. The flavors are good. You can just try that little hint of almond in the back of your throat. This is really a good drink. And let's try out this Romanoff cream with these berries. I bet it's going to be delicious. It is. You've got that little hint of rum along with the liqueur. It marries so great with the strawberries and the blueberries. If you like this recipe, please just email to internetcookingnetwork@gmail.com. And this segment was called Grilling with Devetta. There is nothing like sharing good food with good friends. Enjoy. I hope you like it. Thank you. So, what do you think of the pork chops, Billy? Let me know.
Oh, Devetta, this is so divine. It is so good. It is really, it's just melting in your mouth.
Well, I'll be more than happy to share my recipe with you.
So how did you get the flavor?
Basically salt and pepper and grilled it. You know, you know me, I like to keep the juices into the meat, so that's a good way of cooking it that way, not over salting
This
or over
is really, really
seasoning
good.
it, so to speak. Tasha, tell me, what do you think of the potatoes?
I really like how the seasoning and the rosemary stands out.
Oh, fantastic.
They're delicious.
Oh, great, great. You guys have got to save some room for dessert. Again, this is Devetta, and thank you for joining us for this segment of From Devetta's Kitchen to Yours. Bon appetit.